Polymesh, or the Polyx token, is in a league of its own. I talk so much about the ups and downs and the waves in the market, but have you seen this chart? If you looked up the dictionary for an asset with a lot of price cycles, you'll probably find this chart. The USP sounds nice, right? The blockchain for securities. And there's technology that's actually running. There are real transactions on that blockchain. But here's where we have to dig deeper. How much activity is there? How many people are using this? Is this growing? What's really the current state? There's a very good website called DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama tracks DeFi activity across numerous blockchains. And we can see currently 225 blockchains are being tracked. There's not just Solana, there's not just Ethereum, there's 225 blockchains. Unfortunately, Polymesh is not one of them. We've got Polygon, we've got Polkadot, we've got Polyx, but we don't have Polymesh. That's a red flag. If you're not in the top 200 tracked blockchains, then what's really going on? But there is development. Look at this. This is the GitHub repository of the Polymesh Association. And in here we see, with these green squiggly lines, there's actually code commits happening. The last one just 10 hours ago to the Polymesh subquery, another one 15 hours ago to the code that runs the node for Polymesh, etc. So things are happening, but it doesn't look like there's any significant adoption yet. Let's look at the statistics. But before we get into any hard data, let's have a look at socials. The number of Twitter followers seems to be growing. So that might be one of the reasons why the price is currently pumping. It's simply social excitement. What I found interesting when looking at the blockchain explorer of Polymesh is that there seems to be a very different focus to other blockchain explorers. Usually blockchain explorers are very, very technical. You can simply just look at the transactions. You can look at the transaction activity. Normally there's nothing around the price. Not so for Polymesh. You get the price at the top, you get the price on the landing page, you get the trading volume over here. This has actually nothing to do with the blockchain itself. It's not necessarily something that I like. The inflation rate is currently 10%, which is okay for an altcoin of that size. A lot of altcoins have 20 or 30% inflation. Bitcoin and Ethereum, of course, have way less inflation, but this is still a very young, very fresh project. So when there's growth potential, you have to pay this with something. Bitcoin in the early days also had 10% inflation. This is acceptable. But here's something I don't find that acceptable. The number of holders apparently is less than 4,000. In the last 24 hours, this only grew by 3 people. So it's odd to think that this price rally here is happening because of 3 people. Another hint that there might be some manipulation going on. Active accounts 50 also looks strange, but we do have some charts. The daily transfer amount recently spiking a bit, but again, no gradual long-term growth, simply just spikes every now and then. The daily active accounts and newly created accounts also very, very small, less than 100. The holders, as we have seen already in the prior chart, is at around 4,000, a bit less than that. In February of this year, it was at 3,500. So it's not growing massively whatsoever. And so I'm not really sure what to make out of all of this. Why suddenly the transactions or the number of transfers is going up, why the price is spiking, while at the same time it's not even listed yet on DeFi Llama. I have the feeling that I'm missing something crucial here. Feel free to comment this below. You can also directly reach out in Telegram. The link is down below.